now it's time for us to get into the tech consumer segment, and today we're going to be talking about what you need to know when buying a TV. I love this topic because I actually want to buy a TV. So, and we're actually going to be doing this with the head of new media at Citi FM and Citi TV, Eddie Opoku. I actually call you Mr. Eddie.
Call me Eddie. Everybody calls me Eddie.
Eddie, do you want me to call you Mr.
Everybody calls me Eddie. I don't know why you want to call me Mr.
You know,
Eddie.
it's interesting. People use Mr. for first names, but Mr. is only supposed to be applied for surnames.
Exactly.
You know, but we've sort of almost
Especially in Ghana.
normalized it.
It's not only in Ghana.
It actually stems from Nigeria. That's where it started.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a West Africa.
No, but you're the predominant people in West Africa. Are you the predominant ones in West Africa?
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together, but we learned from you.
Hi, Eddie. How are you?
I'm great. Anytime I'm here, it's a wonderful time. Yeah.
Eddie, I want to buy a TV. What do I need to know?
I have my eyes settled on a big one.
Yes, you see, I'm talking about a big one, but is a big TV what you need?
It's what I want.
That's on that. I actually want a big one.
Yeah.
You know, TVs are a big, statement.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't need big TVs. Okay.
But
yes.
if the space in my house is saying big TV, why shouldn't I buy it?
No, you see, there are a couple of factors you have to consider.
All
So
right.
let's talk about number one. Let's talk about screen size. Okay.
Right.
So talking about screen size, the screen size is dictated, okay, by the size of your room and the viewing distance. Okay. The size of your room and the viewing distance. So you can see in the diagram. Okay. Yes. So because have you ever been to a cinema? Okay, and probably maybe you got there late, so all the seats
at the back.
are taken.
Nice ones.
Then you have to sit right in front of the screen. When the action goes by, you are like, and you don't wonder. Yes, so that is the reason why it's important.
Always raising your head and watching what is going on.
Exactly.
It's too big.
That's too much.
Okay.
So you have to consider the size of your room and the distance that your seat that you're going to sit on, your couch or whatever it is from the screen. There's actually a website that you can calculate this screensize.info.
Okay.
Yes, screensize.info. So when you put the dimensions, how far you're going to be away from where you intend to put the TV and the size of your room, it will automatically calculate and show you what size of TV.
So that means
you're supposed
a lot
to
of
get.
us have been ignorant in just buying TVs.
Oh yes, some people know, but like I said earlier, TV is a big statement, so everybody wants. I have the money. Why not? 120 inch.
Right. Right.
And you need to take down your door before you can actually bring it.
Bring it in. Exactly.
Yes. So that is the most important. The first thing to consider. The size of the TV is dictated by the size of your room and the viewing distance, how far you are going to be seated away from the screen. It has to be number one. Then two, we talk about resolution. So the idea of resolution, I mean, back in school, if you did visual art, they would talk about something like pointillism.
Yeah.
You remember pointillism? When you create an image by using dots, points.
Right.
That's pointillism. So all these things that we talk about resolution, when you're buying phone, what's the resolution of the camera? Or so people will say, what is the megapixels? Yeah. Okay, so what you are talking about is how many dots, okay, is the sensor of your camera going to use to create that image?
So how many pointillisms?
How many pointillisms? You're smart. The more you have, okay, the more details the picture is going to have, and the nicer it's going to look on the eyes. Okay, so the higher the megapixel. So when we bring it, the reverse is what we call the resolution. Okay, now in Ghana, most of our TV broadcasts are in what we call SD. Standard definition. Okay, we here at Citi, yes, we want to be ahead, so we do full HD. Okay, which is 1920 by 1080 lines. Okay, lines. Okay, so that is why we have full HD. So the next level we go from full HD is 4K. Which is ultra high definition. And sometimes when people are bandying around these terms, you don't really understand. But the difference between full HD and 4K is like night and day. Okay, so sometimes you're like, oh, full HD cramponi, do I really need 4K?
4K, exactly.
All right, then you go to 5K, which is also under the ultra high definition. Then you go to 6K. Then you have 8K.
8K.
So there's the 8K TVs now?
Yeah, there are 8K TVs. But why do you need 8K TVs?
To feel like you're inside.
No, but the point is that, you see, the other thing that you have to consider too is that there has to be content, okay?
Right.
So if in Ghana, it's just about Citi and a few other media houses that are doing full HD, okay? If you buy a 4K TV, already you're underutilizing it.
Exactly.
Unless you have other devices that will give you,
maybe you're watching movies.
will serve you,
Netflix or something.
yes, will serve you full HD or 4K content, okay? And if you are going to, even with that, you realize that your network will be struggling, okay? So if you want to go 8K,
because it's also
my
data,
goodness.
right? The size of the resolution of your screen is also about data.
Yes,
so
about
data.
data.
So if it's a smart TV and you're watching stuff online, to stream at 8K, that's a lot of data usage.
Charlie, you will cry. Your pocket will cry.
It's just like
So
like
it's not just the
shooting.
TV.
It's just like shooting, like camera shooting with 4K and stuff. Like it's heavier.
Yeah.
Much
I mean,
heavier.
if you take a video, a 5-minute video, 4K or even 8K, by the time you finish this, it's like
your
your memory is full.
full. Right.
You know,
right,
so these
right.
are
so
things
it's the same
to
thing
consider.
with the TV.
Yes, TV. But one thing is that usually you will get 4K on maybe 55-inch and above. You get it. So yes. So even that one restricts you to
the size.
Yes.
Okay. So I found something interesting. Yeah, it says here. I just googled what size of TVs, right, for my room. So it says minimum screen size for the per distance, and then the sweet spot. Now, it says between 6 and 7 feet distance from the TV, which is where mine is. Okay. 45 should be the minimum. The sweet spot is 55, which is the actual size of my screen. So now I'm realizing that maybe I shouldn't change the size of the screen. Maybe I should change maybe the
that is where the other
model
factors
of the TV or something else, but not the size.
That is
of
when that is where the next point will come in. So then you have to talk about the details of the picture quality. Okay. Yes, resolution contributes, but the next thing we're going to talk about are other picture quality, technology. So we can look at HDR, which is high dynamic range.
Right.
Okay. So if you have a TV
on the screen,
yes, that's a picture of it. So to the left, you have a standard dynamic range, and you have a high dynamic range. So if you see that on the right, you have more details. The picture is more dramatic. Good. So that is what it gives you. The TV can show more details because of the colors that they can reproduce.
Okay.
Can I do something here?
This one you like TV, but I see how you're excited.
No, let me bring in my photography things.
I was going to say that in photography,
so
we
high
have
dynamic
that.
range
A
basically is
photographer
showing
should know
you
that.
the between so contrast. You have the shadow areas and the light areas.
The light areas.
The distance between the two, the more your image can handle the distance between the dark areas and the light areas, the better the picture quality you're getting. So that's a high dynamic.
So what happens is that sometimes because of the technology that was used to build the TV, now we have LEDs. Last time we came, we talked about plasma. Now we have LEDs. Okay. Now the LEDs, there are different kinds of LEDs. This time you hear some people talk about OLED. Okay, which organic light. I mean, it's still OLED. It's still OLED. Right? I just branding it. Yes. So depending on that, your TV can reproduce the blacks blacker. Okay. So if it can reproduce the blacks blacker, then it translates to what we call the high dynamic range, because like you said, the contrast.
So basically now the TVs are acting like editing pictures. That's what's happening now.
In fact, some TVs can even upscale images, which means that the image that is fed to it, if the quality is not up to what you want, and that feature is switched on, it will make it look nicer.
Wow.
Okay. Then there are TVs too that will measure the light, the ambient light in your room and other things, and adjust the picture automatically. So all these are
So if the room is brighter, it will adjust it to make the image pop more.
Exactly.
And if the room is dimmer, it also senses it.
Exactly.
And it will lower the brightness of the screen.
Normally, you just have to do it on your remote. You select whether you want vivid or you want, But now that the TV has a sensor and can do it, you get it. Then you can also talk about wide color gamut. Okay. I mean, when we back in the day, I mean, I'm pointing to you.
You can see the.
You know, when those days, you buy a computer and they say 256 colors.
Yes.
Yes. So it means that any image that can be created is going to be picked out of 256.
Colors,
But then we moved on.
Yeah.
Now we have millions of colors.
Yes.
Okay, so every image you are looking at on a screen is made up of millions of colors. So the wider the range of colors, that gives you what we call a wider gamut. So the TV can reproduce more colors. So we have more vivid, you know, pictures to deal with. Then you have refresh rates. Okay, the refresh rate is how quickly the TV responds when the image changes. Okay, sometimes you are watching TV and there's, let's say you are watching a movie and there are action and bullets are flying and the lights are just going all around, and for a second your eye is like the picture they delay be. It means that the refresh rate of the TV is not fast enough to reproduce what the video is asking
too much
for.
Going on.
Okay, so with all these points that you mentioned now, so does that mean if we want to buy TVs, it's very important for us to actually research on it before buying it?
Yeah, you either research or you either research or you listen to Citi Citi TV.
I mean,
so where we give you all the information you need, you know. So then we can talk about the smart features. Usually smart features, you find them on 50, 45, 42 inch and above, you know, because that is when you can really enjoy the smart features. So usually, then even before that, we can talk about whether you have satellites or you have a digital tuner. Most TVs these days have these features, but you have to ask for it because sometimes, you know, the vendors can be a bit crafty. They just sell you something, you get home and realize that they don't have all that capability. You might have to resort to buying other devices before you can get that. If you can get all that built in. It gives you good value for money, so you want to ask these questions. So smart features. When you have smart features, it means that there's a certain level of computational capability of the TV. So it can connect to a Wi-Fi network, or you can connect a network cable to it. You can watch things that are streamed online. You have your YouTube, you have your Netflixes, you have your Amazon Primes and all those things, because it allows you to watch more stuff. You know, you can enjoy Citi Tube.
Yeah, I know, right? I wanted to ask you, so for example, this function on YouTube where you can download files, do some of these TVs come with memory banks so that you can actually download?
Yes, depending on how much you spend, you can get a TV that has a few gigabytes of memory. Some also will allow you to save it to a flash device that is connected to the USB and stuff like that. Some will even allow you to record some live shows. All these are the added features that you have to ask for or look into.
Do brands matter?
Brands matter. That is my one of the points I was just about to talk about. But before that, then you can also have features that you can use like Alexa and Google and just talk to your TV. I mean, if you have a smart TV, you know, sometimes you are searching for a video and you have to use the remote to type. And it's very difficult.
Alexa,
you know, so you just
give me Citi Tube.
Exactly. Then it's there.
Right. Just like we see on the picture. I'm sure he's relaxed.
He's just chilling. He's just chilling.
So what is he doing there? Is he pressing the...
So you press a button and you talk.
And you talk, okay.
Yes. So whether you have Apple TV or you have Alexa or any smart TV, you have a push to talk button. So you push it and you talk.
Wow.
Sometimes you can set it up such that when you call its name, hello Alexa, hello Google, hello Siri, hello Bixby, it responds to you and it will carry out your commands. Yes, that one is also some people are afraid of. The TV is listening to me.
I presume you're a Siri user.
Yes. I'm very much invested into that ecosystem. But for me, I try. In fact, I also have
Alexa?
Yes, I have Alexa.
I have Alexa. She's stressful.
Oh no, are you sure?
No,
so
you see, you do. It's like a cat. If you treat it right, it will also respond.
No, Alexa doesn't like iPhone. So it's hard.
All right, so we'll talk about the last two, which is the brand reputation. Yes, I mean, some people, because of experience from their family, the TVs they had in the past, are drawn towards certain brands. Yes. These days, I will say that don't be too hang on brands, because you can have some lesser known brands, you know, blowing the big players out of the pack. So sometimes you have to just go to the shop and see the pictures for yourself. And ask questions, because sometimes also the shops have, you know, special content being played on the screens. When you come home,
so it looks more beautiful on the screen.
Exactly. When you come home, you don't have
Formatted
access to that.
content.
Yeah. So when you go, sometimes you can carry your device with you with a few
And then go
videos
and
on
play
it.
your
You
own
say,
thing.
"Fashion na me nhwe."
Yeah. No, that's brilliant, actually. That's really
I've never thought of it like that.
And then, like you said about the brands, I have a brand that I bought 10 years ago. 10 years ago this year.
So you need to
And I'm still using it. The only thing about it is that it's not smart. So now that's where I'm going with. And with all of this that you're sharing now, I'm just saying to myself, you know what? I'm keeping the same size, but I'm going for a smart version.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Then again, sometimes also, if the technology is good, but it is not smart, okay, you can just buy a device.
To upgrade into a smart?
Yes. Especially if for where you are putting it, you don't have a lot of space, so you are not going to a size that you can get you smart. You can just get a normal TV with good quality screen and get a device and just plug it in and you are smart. Yeah.
Wow. That's easier.
See that?
So brand reputation, yes. Then you can also talk about, or you always have to talk about the price.
Right.
In fact, that should be the first thing to consider, because after all is said and done, you should be able to afford it.
Yes. So.
Now, I mean, is there, okay, so I guess it just depends on who you are and how much you actually make, right? That you, when it comes to the price.
Oh, sometimes you make a lot of money, but you don't want
You
to.
shouldn't be spending.
You don't want to invest a certain level.
Okay.
Yes. In fact,
Especially if you have
sometimes
children.
it's almost criminal to spend a certain amount of money buying a particular
And
device.
especially if you have children in the house that can just
Through
and that's
through a shoe.
throw a shoe on
And then
the
the screen is gone.
and that's it. Yeah. So
It happened to
Is
one
it-
of our colleagues. It happened to one of our colleagues, and it's a new TV the husband had just got. And that day he was preparing to watch Arsenal. And the thing happened, the man couldn't talk. He just got up and went for a walk.
because you can't beat the child.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So,
So,
you go out, listen to some music and shout.
yeah. Eddie, so I just wanted to ask now, what about if it's the shape, like the curve and, you know, the
Okay,
straight?
so
does
the-
it matter?
So the idea of the curved screen was to give a more cinematic experience, but for some reason, I think the sales and it didn't really catch up well. I personally, I've had curved screens, and
Did you like
it doesn't make a difference to me.
Really?
Yes. In fact, we even had 3D.
Yeah.
Yes. You had to put on the goggles, and you know, we still go to 3D cinemas sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even go to 5D where
Yeah,
when you
where
can smell
everything-
things and water can pour on you and
Yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
everything is
Your seat
shaking.
shake and stuff like that. But I mean, those things are. What's the way? I can't find the word. You know, things that you want to experience once in a while and just
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
I mean, on a day-to-day basis, they are not features to you. So those technologies just fizzled out. They couldn't stand the test of time.
Yeah. There was even in my former area, Achimota, there was a cinema that opened up with
Yeah.
7D.
Yeah.
And I was like, 7D, what else are you going to give us in the whole thing? Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much. Eddie,
you
how
so
do people
much,
get in touch with you?
You can get me on Twitter. It's at Eddie Poku. On Instagram, it's at Bifra Sante.
All right.
And Edward Opoku on all the other platforms.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank you so much. It was nice
always
having
a
you on this one.